Hello everyone, we're back here at Hampton B Allen Library from the Teen Summer Reading Program, and today we're making some boba. So making boba is kind of simple. The most important ingredient that you will need is tapioca starch. We got this bag off Amazon. This is the most important ingredient that you would need to make boba. And the type of boba that we'll be making is brown sugar. So you need some brown sugar to make the brown sugar boba, and we're gonna top it off with some milk. And some of the materials that you will need to make it is a cutting board, pots and pans, measuring tools, and stuff like that. So let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and get our dry starch ready first. So you're gonna need 3/4 cup. I already got a 2/4 in there, so we just last 1/4 cup of starch, and we're going to sift that through and get that ready. So now we're gonna get our brown sugar mixture ready on the stove. Okay, we're gonna get our stove top ready. Got a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Get that out. There we go. We got a 1/4 cup of water. And we're going to turn our stove on about medium-high heat. Right there. We're going to dissolve all the sugar. Now that we got our brown sugar and water coming to a rolling boil, we're going to take it off the heat for a second. And we're going to add just a little bit of our starch in here. Just a little bit. And then we're going to start mixing that in. And you can see, mix it all in until it all dissolves. Okay, now that it's all dissolved, we're going to put it back on the heat and let it come to a boil. Once you keep boiling it and it gets to this consistency, you want to take it back off the heat and keep stirring. And as it cools, it's going to get thicker and thicker. As soon as it gets to a paste like that, we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the starch. Grab the cup. I'm going to add the rest of the starch in and get that mixing. And it's going to make a little bit of a mess, but it's going to get all crumbly and stuff before it's a dough. Now we got it out the pan. Be careful, it's still a little warm, and then you want to start kneading it together until it turns to a dough. Just start kneading it together. Like that. Like that right there. Just start kneading it, and then it'll start forming and becoming softer and more pliable. And now we done kneaded it into a nice soft dough, like so. It took us about 5 minutes of kneading to make it this pliable into like dough. So now we're gonna be very careful with the back of a knife and split it right down the middle. Cause we don't wanna mess up the dough. Split right down the middle, shoot a split, and we're gonna sit this side to the half. Sit this half to the side. We're gonna take it, and we're gonna roll it, and keep rolling. Okay, now we have 3 strips. About the length you want, because you want the boba to be kind of small. Now with this other half, if it gets kind of back hard and firm, just put it in the microwave for just a few seconds to get it back pliable. So now since we got our 3 strips, I'm just gonna take one strip and just again take the back of your knife. Be very careful, and we're just gonna cut little dots, just that small, just little dots off the strip. This is gonna be your boba balls, just little dots. Then once you cut the dots, you're gonna take it just in your hand, very careful, and just roll into a ball. Just roll into a ball, just like that. It's gonna be very small. Just roll into a ball. Just like that. It doesn't take much at all, just like that. Okay, now we got our balls made, and in the strainer, we tossed around some starch so they don't stick to each other. So once you do that, you wanna come back to the stove and get some very hot water. Turn the stove on high, and you want to get it to very high, and then it's going to start boiling. But we can go ahead and put the pearls in pearls in there. That's all of it. Okay. And then you want to stir them up so they don't stick to each other. Stir them up. And then just let the pot come to a rolling boil. And then you want to let it boil for about 20-25 minutes. Okay, as you can see, our boba is right here boiling. So while that's boiling, we're gonna go ahead and get started on our brown sugar syrup. We're gonna start off with a 1/3 cup of brown sugar and about 1 1/4 cup of water. And we're gonna get this to mix up and dissolve and just warm up slowly, because we're not in a rush because we're waiting on our boba right here. We're gonna get this to dissolve and just warm up real slow. And then when it gets done dissolving, just taste it. If it needs to be sweeter, just add just a little bit more brown sugar. If it becomes too thick, add a little bit more water. Okay, our boba is done. As you can see, they are pretty much translucent, almost completely see-through. So that's about 30-40 minutes of them cooking and letting them rest. So here, set that down for a second. Here we have our brown sugar syrup. And this is almost the last step. We're almost finished with it. Our brown sugar syrup right there boiling. We're just gonna take our boba, scoop it, drain it a little bit, take it and scoop it and go straight into the brown sugar. Boba and go straight into the brown sugar. Okay, we're back with our boba and our brown sugar. Stir it up some. And our brown sugar right there, as you can see, very thick in consistency. So we're almost done. We're gonna take it and we're gonna go ahead and start serving it in our cup. Take our boba, put it at the bottom, like so. If you want to add a little more syrup in there, you can. Okay, set our boba in our cup. We're gonna take some milk, fill it in there, like so. Okay, all the boba is sunk down to the bottom. I'm gonna take a little bit of ice, top it off with some ice. Yeah. Probably the second most important thing about this recipe is the boba straw. You gotta have a straw to eat the boba with. So here's our boba drink. Okay, stop it. Hope y'all follow our social media to keep up with what the library is doing next. Thank you.